Hi, I'm Kelly Frost, and this is Frost Bites. I want to start off this first episode with just a little bit of a get to know me. We've had a lot of people that were asking us questions about, hey, what's a podcast? What's a video podcast? Is this going to be an audio? And what exactly is Frost Bites? So this is our first one, and it is going to be a little bit of just information about who I am, what we're doing, and where is this going. So we are going to be releasing these every Tuesday. And we're going to have a rotating co-host, which means that every Tuesday, our host is going to be different. So they could be hosting one episode or up to 3, and then we're going to have a guest that's going to be on our show, except for this one. We're not going to have a guest on this one. So we have some questions that have been coming in, and I'm going to have my lovely Jessica, who is now off camera, asking some questions to us, and we're going to provide the answers. Now, before we do that, a lot of people may not know who I am, and that's okay. So I have Frost Executive Services, which is a marketing company, and I've had that since 2015. When I first started that, I was also working with Darieth Chisholm. At that time, Darieth introduced me to video podcasting, hence kind of where this came from. Just recently, kind of started to dip my toe back into podcasting and rediscovered how much I really loved it. So that's why we wanted to start doing this again. Now, I have to give a huge thank you to Darieth because she really pulled me into the world of media, and I, really love what I'm doing now. So thank you, Darieth Chisholm. You have brought me into this, and I can't wait for you to be one of our guests on the show. So, with that said, here's some questions from Jessica. Can I share a moment when I knew that podcasting was going to be in my future? So I guess there's probably a few moments. One would have been whenever I first started being the executive producer of Darieth's show. And I'd say another one would be towards the end of that, where I was really entrenched in every aspect of it and discovered how much it can touch people. We really had a very eclectic and large audience, and the feedback from that was tremendous. And the more that we kept working with it, I discovered that the medium of video was fantastic, and being able to put it on YouTube and audio and everywhere else that we had it, the reach that we had was great. So it's now my turn to kind of be in front of the camera, which, to be quite frank, it's not completely comfortable to me. I really prefer to be behind the camera, but the best way to be in, the spotlight is to jump in front of it. Sometimes it's bright, but you got to just keep going. What hobbies bring me joy? Now, this is a tough one for me because as the people that are closest to me know, I work all the time, because that actually brings me joy. I don't see it as work. I really enjoy every aspect of what I do. Now, I already said that I have Frost Executive Services. So what I didn't tell you yet was that a few years ago, I decided to start a networking group that was really based with joy and charity, and that's called PEAL. And it's Pittsburgh's Elevated and Emerging Leaders. So we started that, and every month we have ladies' luncheons, men's luncheons, mixers, larger events, and what really brings me joy is bringing people together and collaborating with others. And I guess in the summertime, what brings me joy? Sunshine. So when I'm working in the summertime, I try to sit on my deck and get some sun. Now, clearly, it's not summertime now, and I have lost most of my tan, but just being outside and planting flowers and enjoying nature, that brings me a lot of joy. What are some things on my bucket list that I'm looking forward to? I try not to have a bucket list because you just never know when you're going to kick that bucket. So I don't want to sit there and check things off on a list because I make enough lists as it is. I will say that I feel I have not traveled enough in my life. So the only countries that I've ever been to besides the United States was Aruba a million years ago. And most recently, I went to Paris, which was, in my opinion, life-altering. So I feel that travel should be something that I do more of. And I am currently working on having an agenda for that. And I will be taking some people with me. So if you're interested in traveling a little bit more, maybe to Italy or to Greece, hit me up because you can probably come with me. Is there a life lesson that I have learned that I would want to pass on to others? Yes, there is. Probably several. And I don't know about passing them on. However, I have learned so many lessons in my life. I guess most recently would be, don't let somebody steal your joy. There are so many people that don't want to be happy or don't know how to be happy, so they want to make everybody else around them miserable. Don't let that happen. And you don't have to be around someone who is making you like that. So find your tribe. Find people that make you happy, and find what makes you actually happy. So there are a million people that are around you. Just go and have fun with people and try to do good. You know, there are so many charities that are in Pittsburgh. You can uplift so many people every day with the smallest gestures of kindness. Kindness is free. Throw that around like confetti. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase before, but repeat it daily. There's nothing wrong with being kind to everyone, even if they're not being kind to you. It could change someone's perspective. It could change their day. And you never know. It could change their life. You never know what someone's going through. So just be nice. There's nothing wrong with that. What does mentorship play in podcasting? Well, I do feel that no one knows everything. I know that when I first started podcasting, I really didn't know too much about it at all. I learned a ton about it just from experience. Now I feel like I'm very well versed with it, and I love to teach anybody who's willing to listen about anything that I know. I love to mentor people. And I have several younger people in my life that I love to mentor. Even if it's just a discussion, or if I get a phone call saying, hey, I'm going through this situation, what would you do? There's so much to learn about life. No one has all the answers, and no situation is ever the same. But in life, not even just in podcasting, you can always do better. You can always be better. So find somebody. If you don't know the answer, I guarantee somebody else does. I'm sure you've all heard this question before. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? I'm not a huge fan of this question because, I mean, there's so many superpowers, and do you really want to have one? So many people I've heard that say, I want to be a fly on the wall and I want to hear everything. But do you? Do you really want to hear everything that somebody has to say? Or would you rather have a life that has some surprises left in it? And honestly, if you heard everything that everybody thought about you, would you be okay with that? I don't know. I don't know that I would be. So superpower, I don't know. Some people say flying too. Personally, I don't fly well. So I don't know that me flying by myself would be something good either. Superpower. Can we just make our own superpowers? Can I make people be nice? That would be a great superpower. Can I make people tell the truth all the time? That'd be a great superpower, unless you can't handle the truth. I mean, I don't know. Tom Cruise couldn't handle all the truth, could he? Can you? What is the meaning behind frostbites? And this is actually a question that I've gotten quite a bit. Well, as you know, my last name is Frost. So, of course, it stemmed from there. But frostbites is really because I wanted to have bite-sized pieces of information that we're conducting and giving to people. So when we have our guests on, I've seen a lot of interviews where people are just bombarded with information, or they have absolutely no information. So we want to give our audience just bite-sized pieces of information about our guests and about other things that are going on in the world right now. So if my life was a movie, what would it be called, and who would play me? So let's start with who would play me. When I was much younger, my grandfather used to always tell me that I reminded him of Marissa Tomei. Now, I don't know about that, but that's probably the only actress that would come to mind, and it's only because someone else had said it. So I'm actually curious who you think would play me in a movie. And the title of the movie, well, I don't know. So they say everybody has a phrase that they say a lot. So I have to think about what that phrase is for me. Now, Jessica is my bestie, and I can tell you, her phrase is always at the end of the day. So maybe her movie would be called At the End of the Day. And I think that would actually be pretty cute for the title of a movie. I don't know what my phrase is. So I think whatever that would be the title of my movie. But maybe I'll just steal Jessica's and have it be At the End of the Day. If I could uninvent something, what would it be? And what kind of chaos would it ensue? I gotta tell you, I would uninvent the bra. Because there is nothing more uncomfortable than an underwire bra. I know for me and most of my girlfriends, the first thing that comes off whenever you walk in that door, shoes, bra. I mean, you can almost hear the sigh of relief when that bra comes off. And if you're a guy, I know you probably can't relate to this, but if there's a female in your life, listen next time she takes off her bra, you can almost hear the when she takes it off. So there may be some chaos because bras actually have a little bit of a purpose. However, the purpose is pretty much for guys. So I don't think women are really going to care too much about it. So I don't know. There might be a reason why women were burning those at one time. Let's just let that go and get rid of the bra. If I was given the opportunity to define frostbites with 3 words, what would they be? Kindness, joy, and collaboration. Because that really is what I'm about, and everything that I try to do is about that as well. That was a lot of questions that were thrown at me from our audience members and from our lovely Jessica. So thank you for everybody that sent in questions. I hope I was able to answer those to the best of my ability and that actually gave you the answers you were looking for. I hope that you enjoy Frostbites and everything that comes down the pike after this. We have some amazing co-hosts that are going to be on the show and some amazing guests as well. So maybe amazing is going to be the title of the movie that I have, because really that's what we have coming up pretty soon here. So if there's anything else that you folks want to see or hear, send us an email or send us a message. There's so many different ways that you can connect with us on social media and on YouTube and on our website. I mean, really, at this day and age, you can probably find us just about anywhere. So I hope you enjoy everything that we have coming up. And yeah, I am excited to bring this to you, and we will see you soon.